in the Gita
Happy
Mata.
Ekadasi.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Dandavad, Dandavad. Jai Guru. Thank you, Didi. Om Ajnantirandasya Jnanjanasharagaya Chakshurmritam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutare Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Saprantikam Aradana Stunam Dante Damyache Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambojo Dhulisyam Janma Janni Vidacharim Chirat Karnavatirna Kadau Samapait Munna Sudaranam Shakti Hari Purta Sundar Didi Gadamba Sundira Sadarde Kandari Sudva Chichinandana संसार दुख जलधौ पतितस्य कामा क्रोधादिन कर्मकरै कवलीकृतस्य दुर्वासनागणितस्य निराश्रयस्य चैतन्य चन्द्रमम देहि पदावलम्बम् चैतन्य चन्द्रमवृत्कुमुदं विकास्य रुद्रं निजैर्निरन्तन भङ्गरङ्गै किञ्चापराधतिमिरं विनम्य पादामृतं सरयपाय दुर्गतं माम् सर्वतमस्मदे गुरुपाद पद्म नित्यला पृष्ठ गुरु श्री श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज के अभय चरणारविंदों में आनंद कोटि दंड प्रणाम अर्पण करता हूँ। उपस्थित रंडीपाद सन्यासी श्री भक्तिवेदांत दंडी महाराज नाम निष्ठ संत श्री अनिरुद्ध दास प्रभु जी समस्त वैष्णव के कृपा की मैं प्रार्थना करता हूँ। सो व्हाट इज द वर्स्ट डे? हरे कृष्ण श्लोका
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it's chapter 1, text 37.
Chapter 1.
Text 37 and 38.
Jai Jai. The first chapter, right? First chapter.
Yes,
first
Maharaj.
chapter. All right. We are still at the first chapter. All right. I think there's some radiation. 37. Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai. So we are reading from Bhagavad-Gita as it is by Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Swami Maharaj, which is the most popular edition of Bhagavad-Gita. यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसा कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रदोहे च पातकम् कथं न नेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यति जनार्दन. So here, O Janardhan, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed. So word by word we'll read. Yadi, if, api, even, ete, they, na, do not, pashyanti, see, lova, by greed, upahata, overpowered, chetasaha, their hearts, kulakshaya, in killing the family, prutam, done, dosham, fault, mitra drohe, in quarreling with friends, cha, also, patakam, sinful reactions, katham, why, na, should not, neyam, be known, asmabhi, by us, papat, from sins, asmat, these, nivartitum, kulakshaya, in the destruction of a dynasty, krutam, done, dosham, crime, prapashyadhi, by those who can see Janardhan or Krishna. But Janardhan, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? A Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse to battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. So basically, battle and gambling, actually, both, if they are invited, they must gamble. And that's why you see that Yudhishthira Maharaj also gambled away his kingdom, finally gambled away even Draupadi. And that's why she was about to be stripped naked, and then Bhagwan became very angry, and he also protected Draupadi by supplying unlimited amount of sari. And Bhagwan also decided to annihilate all these Kauravas who were demons disguised as the kings. They were the burden of the earth. So basically, due to gambling only, this fratricidal war is going to take place. Especially, a woman was disrespected. Draupadi was disrespected, entire Mahabharata took place. Sita was disrespected, Ramayana took place. So how much was importance of the chastity of women, their protection? Protection of women was so important in the ancient times. Uh, Big wars used to take place for their protection. Uh, so a Kshatriya is invited to battle, he must fight. He should not show his back. There should not be any wounds on the back of a Kshatriya. He should always have wounds on his chest. If any Kshatriya's back is wounded, then he's actually a coward. He's running away from the battlefield. That's why Napoleon Bonaparte also what he used to do, that if the soldiers want to run away, suppose they are approaching some island, uh, enemy island, on a boat, then when they used to reach the shore of the enemy kingdom, he used to burn down the boat. He used to sink the ship, and he used to burn it, so that no soldier can go back. The ship is gone, so all they have to do is fight now. There is no escape, no running away. So in Bhagavad Gita, the future chapters will discuss Yuddhecha Apalayanam. Means one should not run away from the righteous battle. And this battle is so glorious that if they fight it out, then what will happen? If they fight out this battle, then all will go to the heaven. Those who die and lose the battle will also go to heaven, and those who win, they will also enjoy the kingdom, and they will also eventually go to heaven. So righteous battle is good for everyone. And that's why Bhakti is also like that. Krishna consciousness is also like that. Whether you are distributing books and competition, who will distribute more books? Someone will distribute less books, or someone will distribute more books. All will benefit. All will go back to Godhead. There is, in Krishna consciousness, there may be competition, but don't worry. And the competition should be healthy competition. Understand? It should be healthy competition, and we should not worry whether I lose or win. It's all win. Bhakti is all win-win situation. So we should understand this very carefully. And we should have a competitive spirit, but we should not be worried that, if the desired result doesn't come. So here, under such an obligation, Arjun could not refuse to fight because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. Now, Duryodhana actually, he wants to fight with the Pandavas. And first Pandavas give us some land. The size is so tiny land they asked. They only asked for 5 villages. And the names of those 5 villages, search on Google and find those villages in Haryana. They said, please just give us these 5 villages. We'll be satisfied with those 5 villages. Length. He didn't agree. Finally, they said, just the land equal to land of Teen also he is not willing to give. Then no other recourse was there. No other option was left. Only option left was actually fighting. And so this war, Arjun didn't want it. But Krishna certainly wanted it. Because Krishna wanted to annihilate all these demonic kings who had offended a pure devotee of his, Draupadi. So in this connection, Arjun considered that the other party might be blind to the effects of such a challenge. War means actually so many problems. Recently we saw Ukraine and Russia war, and we heard what happened in Ukraine. many people died, how the women and children were inconvenienced. Many people lost lives. Many students I met, actually, they also were studying in Ukraine, medicine and MBBS. Because in India, the cost of degree in medicine is very exorbitant, very high. Not many people can afford it. But in Ukraine, was cheaper medical education. But after the Russian invasion, now there is no all students returned somehow or the other they will escape. So I'm not going to take sides whether Ukraine was right or Russia was right. My what I'm trying to tell is that the war is obviously not benefiting the aggressor and the recipient of the aggression. Both parties suffer. Both the warring parties suffer a lot. However, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the change. So Arjuna actually pranashyanti kulastriya. Basically, Arjuna's concern was that the chaste women will be defiled because in war actually they plunder the wealth and also take away the women. Like in India also they heard that so many women were sold. Hindu women were sold in the market. The Muslims used to attack Indians. They used to take away so many women as the booty of the war and they used to sell them in the market, auction them off as slaves and all. Understand? So obligation is actually binding when the effect is good. But when the effect is otherwise, no one can be bound. So Arjuna is bound. He is obligated to, he has an obligation. He is born in a Kshatriya family. He must fight. But he is also seeing the downside of the war. So then no one can be bound. So considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. Arjuna is not a coward, but he is very compassionate. He is feeling great compassion for his cousins also, for all residents of Hastinapur also, for the residents of India also. Because Arjuna will be either supposed or opposed. But so many kings will oppose him or support him. So all they will also perish. Understand? So therefore Arjuna was very worried. So this is actually the background, Gita. So Gita is actually the essence of all scriptures. Sarvopanishad Gava Dugdha Gopal Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhakta Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. So Gita is next of all the Upanishads. Study Gita very carefully. So much Siddhanta we can understand. So much Siddhanta is there in Bhagavad-Gita. That's why this particular Bhagavad-Gita is very, very important. So Arjuna is uttering these words to Krishna and trying to tell Krishna that why I don't want to fight. यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहतचेतसा कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापाद् अस्मान् निवर्तुम् कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं पश्यद्भिः प्रपश्यद्भिः जनार्दन. Yadyapi, even though ete they na pash do not see lower by greed, upahata are afflicted, chetasa, whose hearts, kulakshaya, katham nad neyam, should not consider asmavi, we, papat asmat, from this sin, nivartitum, to resist, kulakshaya, the destruction of the dynasty, kutam, in performing dosham, the crime, pashad bhi, who can see Janardana or Janardan. For Janardan, the intelligence of Duryodhana and others has been polluted by greed to attain the kingdom. Thus, they are unable to see the faults that arise from destroying the dynasty or the sin incurred by betraying their friends. But since we are in knowledge of these faults, why do we not consider the situation and refrain from such improper acts? Sarvatvarsinitika. Arjuna asks, alas, why are we still inclined to engage in this battle? To answer his own question, he speaks this verse beginning with the words Yadapi. Arjun considers that in this battle there are teachers such as Dronacharya and Krupacharya, maternal such as Shalya and Shakuni, family elders such as Bhishma, the sons of Dhritarashtra, and relatives and kinsmen such as Jayadratha. Scripture forbids turning against such persons. Ritik Prahitacharya Matura Tithi Samshrite Balavruddha Vaidya Sambandhi Bandhavai. You should not quarrel with one who performs sacrifice on your behalf, a family priest, a teacher, a maternal uncle, a guest. Those who are dependents, like young children, the elderly and relatives. But I have to fight with these persons. Thus Arjun expressed his unwillingness to fight with his own kinsmen, who now stood before him. Arjun contemplates. Why are they determined to fight with us? And concludes that they have become overpowered by their selfish interest. They have thus lost their ability to discriminate between what is beneficial and what is not beneficial, between religion and irreligion. As a result, they have forgotten the sinful actions that are incurred by destroying one's own dynasty. We have no selfish motives. So, why should we engage in such an abominable and sinful act? So, this is actually the first of Bhagavad-Gita. This was the last verse. So, this was. So, now the next verse is Arjuna is telling what are the results of a war. This is verse number 39. Kukshay kuladharma sanatana dharmashte kulam krusnam adharmo abhivavatyuta. Kulakshay, in destroying the family, Prashanti, become vanquished. Kula dharma, the family traditions. Sanatana, eternal, dharme, religion. Nashte, they destroyed. Kulam, family. Krishnam, the whole. Adharma, irreligion. Abhivavati, transforms Uda, is said. With the destruction of dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished. And thus the rest of the family becomes involved in religion. In the system of the Varnashram institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying processes in the family, beginning from birth to death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purification may stop, and the remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. Therefore, for no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain. So, Kukshay Pashanti Kuladharma Sanatana Dharme Nashte Kulam Krishnam Adharmo Abhibhavat Kukshay. By destroying the dynasty, Pranashanti, are utterly destroyed. Kuladharma, the religious traditions of the dynasty. Sanatana, the ancient dharme, virtue, nashte, lost. Kulam, the family. Krishnam, the whole. Adharma, abhibhavati, overpowers. Uta also. When a dynasty is destroyed, the ancient religious traditions of the family handed down through countless generations are also destroyed. Upon the destruction of these virtuous traditions, the entire dynasty becomes overcome by their religion. Sanatanaha refers to those principles that have descended through the dynasty from a remote time. So basically, if dharma is gone, then everything is gone. So we should understand here that it is very, very important to protect the religious principles. Very, very important. So then verse number 40. अधर्माभिभवात्न प्रतिष्ठन्ति कुलस्त्रिया स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु पार्ष्णेय न्यायते वर्णसङ्करा. Adharma is religion. Abhibhavat, having become predominant. Krishna, O Krishna. Pradushyanti, become polluted. Kulastriya, family ladies. Strishu, by the womanhood. Dushtasu, being so polluted. Varshneya, or descendant of Vishnu. Jayate, comes into being. Varna Sankara, unwanted progeny. When irreligion is prominent in the family of Krishna, the women of the family become, and from the degradation of womanhood or descendant of Vishnu comes unwanted progeny. So this is actually the big problem, unwanted progeny. Understand? There was actually, I was in America, and there were actually some centers, health centers, for planned parenthood, roots, planned parenthood. So basically, the name was very good, but planned parenthood. But they were doing abortions. Abortions was rampant there. And there are actually in America, you'll see that there are some extreme Orthodox Christians. Basically, there are only two political parties in America. When I was in America, I could never understand their political system because I come from India. But apparently, there is Republicans and Democrats. The Republicans are for the vows, they are for the virtues, like the biblical virtues, following Bible. So they more add to the Bible. So, but Democrats are lenient persons like this. So anyways, there were always attacks on this planned parenthood neighborhood because there were so many abortions going on there. These abortions take place because marriage not there, marriage institutions collapsing, unwed pregnancies, teenage pregnancies, and all these problems. So there's so much abortions going on in America, which is actually very pitiful. Such a prosperous country, so many babies are being killed. And many states, in America, I think all the states, there are different laws. So some states totally banned the abortion now. I forgot the name of the state, 50 states or 51 states maybe. So one state has totally banned abortion actually. But the reason people, the women want to get the baby aborted because it is unplanned or it is because it is unwanted progeny. An unwanted progeny, Varna Sankar, out of wedlock. Understand? So a good population in human society is basic principle for peace, prosperity, spiritual progress in life. Population should be good. That the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. So Varna was meant that high class people are produced actually. Understand? So basically the Germans also, they were also trying to have pure breed, this and that, and they tried to eliminate Jewish people. They said that is inferior race, and that we are the superior race. Understand? And then there was a genocide, and you cannot just blame Hitler for that because not that I'm siding with Hitler, but it is the past karma of the Jews who were caught in that Holocaust, in the chambers, gas chambers and all. It was very painful actually. even to think of it. But it was there. So much past karma also was there that they had to undergo that Holocaust. Understand? And so basically, everyone wants good progeny. Nazis also wanted superior race to prevail. Understand? But we have to follow this Vedic culture, and then the good progeny will be there. Like um, in our communities, bhakti communities, there'll be householders, and they'll be trained how to practice Krishna consciousness, and their children will also be trained. So, in this way, population will increase. So that's why the farm communities like Srinath, Gaudiya Mutt, they are good communities because they will create a good population, which is very essential for peace in the society. And already the children who live in the Gurukul of Srinath, Gaudiya Mutt, I have seen that they have a strong influence on the classmates. Means classmates look up to them and are impressed with their lifestyle, their simplicity, their peacefulness, their bhakti. Bhakti is contagious. As much as habit of drinking, addiction to liquor or gambling, intoxication, illicit is contagious. Bhakti is also contagious, and they can perceive it. They can realize that these children are really different. They have been molded in a different manner. There is a glow on their face, and they look calm because they are living in harmony with the nature and Bhagavan, who is the master of the nature. And on top of that, they are receiving the association of a great saint, Sripad Danji Maharaj. And not only that, they are rendering service in a positive manner in temple. They are rendering service to the deities, cows, garden seva, plucking flowers for the deities, loading and uploading the grass for the cows, and the goshala. So they are actually taught to be uh, independent. In future, on their own, they can run a farm community like this. What to speak of their own household? They're trained in plumbing, in pipeline. Maharaj trains them in all these technical areas also. Electrical areas also they're trained. So even delivery of the cows also done by children there. Means the cows are born, then the cows delivery is a complex issue. Any delivery is complex. Cows also is very complex. What to do if the calf is not coming out? How to pull out the calf, and what to give to the cow afterwards. Then the placenta has come out or not. Then the placenta should be kept away that she doesn't eat the placenta. She will have stomach problems. And then she will be given mustard oil and this and that. Where to massage so the placenta comes out quickly from the belly after the calf has come out. Complicated deliveries. All these children, like Shivananda and all, they all children expert in that. Understand? So this is actually Varnashram Dharma. So these children, whether they become brahmachari or in household life, they will not be, it's not an issue at all. They will be expert in all the areas and they can guide the society. So such Brahminical children are being cultivated. The population of Brahmins is dwindling. And Brahmins are the brain of the society. And if without the brain, the society cannot function. Like recently there was a presidential elections in India, and Srimati Draupadi Murmu, she's from the Aborigine community, Adivasi community in India, from Odisha, which is actually a tribal community living in the forest. And she is ascended to the throne of presidency, and she won the presidential election. So, and she actually suffered from many setbacks in life. She lost 2 sons and her husband in an accident or something. But she's a strong lady, and she became the president of India now. which is the highest position as per the Constitution of India. Understand? So basically, we want intelligent people, able people like Narendra Modi ji in the rulership. Then the country is in the safe hands. If there are people with Brahminical qualities, devotional aptitude, such people are ruling like Narendra Modi. I'm very sure that he is actually a great person actually. He has devotion, he has reverence, and he has softness for Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism. And he is very favorable to the Bhakti. Understand? So such a prime minister or president is beneficial for peace in the society. So such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. So women should be protected. Any child is a devotee, then you must investigate about his mother, and you will come to know that the mother must be a devotee. A child will be devotee only and only if the mother is a devotee. As children are very prone to misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Now, this is actually not looking down upon women. Like recently, what happened in Kerala, there was actually one BJP MP or someone. He was running a school, and there was actually co-education going on. So co-education means the girls and boys are sitting on the same bench. So what it is, he removed the 3 seats, and the boys and girls used to sit on the same bench. Somehow he made arrangement that the boys had and girls had to sit separately. Then the girls and boys started protesting. They were sitting on each other's lap and taking pictures and uploading on Twitter and all. They wanted to protest that we can enjoy. We are all the same, boys and girls all the same. We can sit next to each other, and they were protesting. But actually, the women are like fire, and the man is like butter. What will happen to the butter in the presence of fire? In the presence of the fire, the butter will melt. So women and men go ill together. There must be some physical separation between them. Otherwise, it will lead to unwanted progeny, pollution of the woman. Understand? So, for that actually, in Vedic culture, there was always separation. The women quarters were separate, men's quarters were separate. In Bhakti line also, ISKCON also I have seen. Although ISKCON, men and women all allowed to stay in the temple, but the quarters were separate. Women's quarters were separate. So they are not, their chastity is maintained. The women are not degraded. So degraded men would cause the degraded women. Understand? Therefore, both children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. Basically, in India also I have seen, like I was gone to Russia and Sridhar Maharaj, and I saw actually that there was one girl with her boyfriend. They had sat on the night, and how much torture were they had to undergo, that girl actually. There were all nationwide protests, protect the women. So many schemes were started, so many waiting rooms for the women were started. Understand? Everyone is talking about women's protection. It's a very big issue. The government is very concerned protection of the women. Understand? And this is what the same point the Bhakti-Vidanta Swami Maharaj, women should be protected. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. So women actually should be given some spiritual inputs. They should be taught the importance of bhakti, Krishna bhakti. Women are very spiritual in nature. Understand? Women are very spiritual in nature, and you'll see that In any classes, Bhagavad Katha or temples, women are frequenting more. Attendance, women are always more. In my Katha also, I see 90% women there. Whenever I speak Katha, Bhagavad-Gita, Bhagavatam in temples also. Just now I spoke in this temple here in Kishkinda, and I'll be going to Bangalore tomorrow night. So tomorrow evening, I don't know, maybe there's Jaiva Dharma class. I'll try to do it. But I'm leaving tomorrow to Bangalore. So for a couple of days. So see, women are always there in majority. So women have great spiritual aptitude, and because of their spiritual virtues, they acquire by satsanga, they are not easily prone to be attracted to the adulterous men and the men who want to exploit them. And the men are aggressors, but women should be protected. And their greatest weapon is the spirituality. Understand? There is shyness and also there is spirituality. So the different family traditions of religious activity should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in the Varnashram system. Like Kunti, like Draupadi, like Subhadra, and also Uttara, their children were great children actually, amazing children they begot. Even today people are talking about them. Pandavas and Parikshit Maharaj, Kayadu, like Prahlad Maharaj, amazing children, so great. On the failure of such Varnashram Dharma, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men. So this mixing is not allowed. Understand? Mixing is not allowed. Free mixing of men and women is strictly forbidden in our Krishna consciousness society. There's always two sides. In Kirtan also. Women stand separately, men stand separately. Dancing also separately. Understand? Because this is very much Gurudev also morning walk he never used to take women. Because he said for sannyasi it is not good to take a morning walk with women because people will say something else. They will not understand. So that's why Gurudev also is to follow these rules and regulations. Thus, adultery is indulged at the risk of unwanted population. And I have seen the consequences of adultery. If you read in newspaper, ghastly consequences. Ghastly consequences. Generally, it ends up in suicide. I have seen where the adulterous woman and the man, her paramour, both committing suicide, hanging themselves, taking poison, jumping before a train, or either her husband is killing the paramour, or brothers of the woman killing the paramour, and ghastly consequences, or woman getting killed by her paramour, and it's all bad. It's all bad. Never I have seen. And the living relationships, which are very much now increasing in India, I have seen ghastly consequences. So in Krishna consciousness, want to live with a woman, get married. Otherwise, follow celibacy. You have no third option. There is no girlfriend-boyfriend relationship allowed because it's all adultery. Understand? Either you get married or you simply practice celibacy. Understand? Which is an easier option. So irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society. So this women liberation movement was started by the adulterous men. The men, this lie, and they started so-called women liberation movement so that they could exploit the women as much as they like. Men also provoke adultery in society and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. Now talk about America. Statistics of teenage pregnancy. So many women give birth when they are 14, 15, 13, 12. Decreasing, the age is decreasing because they are exploited by their boyfriends and they are left to fend for themselves. So these teenage mothers become heavy burden on the social welfare system in America, and all political parties are aware of that because then the state has to fend for the cost of these children and these mothers. And instead of becoming a productive member of the society, they become the burden, which is very unfortunate. Understand? So generally, a husband must maintain a woman. He must take care of her. In Vedic culture, the husband will always try to maintain his wife. He will never leave her till death. Understand? That is the vow he takes at the time of marriage. So here, Sankaro Naraya Kulagnanam Kulasya Pitaro Hesham Luta Kriya. Sankara, impure progeny, Narakaya, text hell. Eva certainly. Kula Gnanam, further destroyer of the dynasty. Kulasya, the dynasty, Cha also. Patanti, fall down. Pitaraha, the ancestors. He indeed. Isham for them, having been stopped. Pinda Kriya, their offering of sanctified food and water. The generation of such impure progeny certainly takes both the destroyers of the dynasty and the dynasty itself to heaven. Indeed, their forefathers, being built of oblations of sanctified food and water, must also suffer the same fate. So no one is doing Shraddha, no one is offering oblations, so all are suffering. Gurudev has not given a purport on that. It's self-explanatory. Sankaro Narakaeva Kulagnanam, verse number 41. Patanti Pitrohe Sham Ustapiloda Kriya Sankara. Such unwanted children, Narakaya, for hellish life. Certainly, Kulagnanam, for those who are killers of the family. Kulasya, for the family, Cha also. Patanti, fall down. Pitara, forefathers, he certainly, Isham of them. Lupta, stopped. Pinda, of offerings of food. Udaka and butter, Kriya, performances. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family traditions. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performance for offering them food and water is entirely stopped. According to the rules and regulations of fruitive activities, there is a need for superior food and water to the forefathers of the family. So basically, we have to offer Krishna Prasadam to the forefathers. We do not do Nandimukha Shraddha. Nandimukha Shraddha is actually Maharaj. Means we do not think that our forefathers have become ghosts and offer them a ball of rice and pinda and all. That is not what we do. As Vaishnavas, we cook nice prasadam for Krishna, Bhoga, offer it to Krishna and then Guru and Vaishnavas, and then offer that prasadam to the forefathers. Offering the Naivedya of Krishna Prasadam to the forefathers, they delivered. And this is the Shraddha for us. Sometimes the forefathers, they are suffering from various types of sinful reactions. Sometimes some of them cannot even acquire a gross material body and are forced to remain in subtle bodies as ghosts. Actually, many times you see that sometimes the forefathers are not delivered and they become ghosts. So that is the problem, because if they are very sinful and they can't take a gross body also. To take a gross body like a even cat, dog or hog body also, you need pious merit. What to speak of human form of life? Human form of life is unlimited pious merit and causeless mercy of Krishna is required. But even lower body like an insect body also is, you need some pious merit. If you are utterly sinful, Krishna will not even give the gross body. You will be like, ghost and here and there, wandering. Understand? So therefore, they need help. Either you have to give them the benefit of Ekadashi, or you have to give them Krishna Prasadam. So, the forefathers are released from the ghostly other kinds of miserable life. Such help rendered to forefathers is a family tradition, and those who are not in divorced life are required to perform such rituals. Basically, if you are a devotee, then your all forefathers are delivered. Lucky, if there is a family of sannyasis there in your family lineage, then so many generations are delivered. Even Krishnadika is there, your 7 generations are delivered. If there is actually Madhyamadikari, then 14 generations. Uttamadikari, 21 generations are delivered. So, if your family member is not, there is no devotee in your family, then those non-devotees, they must do some pindadan and all, offer oblations to the forefathers. But those who are devotees, they will only worship Krishna and they will offer Mahaprasad of Krishna to the forefathers. Their forefathers will be delivered because their descendants are performing bhakti. Forefathers also benefit a lot. One who is engaged in the devotional life is not required to perform such active actions. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from all kinds of misery. So hundreds and thousands of your forefathers are delivered if you become a devotee. If you put tilak, kantimala, take initiation, chant Hare Krishna, follow Ekadashi, your hundreds and thousands of your forefathers are delivered. It is stated in Bhagavatam, 11 canto 5th chapter 41 verse. Devashi bhuta tandunam pitrunam nakinkaro nayam nicharajan sarvatmaya sharanam sharanyam. One who has taken shelter of lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation, and has taken to the path in all seriousness, owes neither duties or obligation to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you are not indebted to anyone, to demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind or forefathers. If you do bhakti, then you are freed from all the obligations. Understand? So doshe te kulagnanam varna sankara karakai utsadante jad dharma kula dharma shashvata. Though by such faults, all these kulagnanam of the destroyers of family, varna sankara of unwanted children, karakai, which causes, such them they are devastated. Jati dharma, community projects, kula dharmai, family traditions, shashvata. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Community projects for the 4 orders of human society combined with family welfare activities as they are set forth by the instruction of Sanatana Dharma or Varnashram Dharma are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by responsible leaders of society brings about chaos in the society. And consequently, people forget the name of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. So, Nate Vidu Sarthati Vishnu. People don't understand that worshipping Vishnu is their whole their aim and object. Doshai etahi kul gnana prana sankara karya utsadhyate jat dharma kula dharma shashva. Doshai eti, by these faults, kula gnanam of the destroyers of the dynasty, varna sankara, impure progeny, karaka causing, utsadhyante, sink into oblivion, jat dharma, religious occupation, and Kula Dharma, system of Varnashram and the family tradition, Cha and Shashvata, the eternal. Due to the evil deeds of these destroyers of dynasty, the teachings of the religious principles which accord with timeless family traditions sink into oblivion. Utsarante means they become lost. So we are stopping here on the verse number 43, and from next class we'll begin first chapter 43rd verse. Please note down the verse number and send it to the Bhagavad-Gita group so everyone can read it and prepare for the class next time. Thank you so much. Happy Ekadashi to all of you. Vanchakalpataru Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Vechapuridanam Pavane Vaishnave Bhyo Namo Namah Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for attending
Done,
today.
done.
Busy schedule.
Jai Jai.
Maharaj,
Hari
tomorrow, what? You traveling with train? No, thank you, Maharaj.
The train, I think it's, I have to leave maybe 7 o'clock from here. So I'll try. Daivata is class tomorrow?
Tomorrow is
Dharma
Madhurya
class,
Kadamini, Monday tomorrow, and then Tuesday you have Java Dharma.
Oh, Madhuri Kadamini. Because I will be, I don't know, maybe I'll be traveling tomorrow 9 o'clock. If I am at the station and
Signal will be
waiting
bad.
for the train.
Yes.
Pardon?
I say, and
At
signal will
the
be bad
station,
for
if
you,
I
Maharaj.
get no, I don't know. I mean, Bellary station, I will see. Otherwise, you can read something. Okay? I will try to come online, but if cannot, then Anand Mohan Prabhu, you can read.
Okay.
It is also important to read something because reading also is very, very important. Uh, we should read these books of Gurudev. Understand? Never stop the class which is going on. Understand? Chetan Charitamrita and Bhagavad-Gita should be continuous. Like last 30 years, ISKCON is having Bhagavad-Gita classes, Bhagavad-Gita classes, Chetan Charitamrita classes. Again and when Bhagavatam is finished, they recycle it. Understand? They repeat it. They again start from the first canto. So it should go on because newer and newer devotees will happen, and then class must go on. If I give a class, if I'm not there, someone else can give a class. Understand? Anyone can give class because so anyone can discuss and share their realizations. Understand? If no one is there, then you can read the book of Gurudev or Prabhupada and then fill the class. Understand? But it is very important to read these books because now I realize that if I am not giving these classes, I would have never read these books. Understand? So in depth. But because now I have to explain them, I read them. That's why Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to call all his disciples his gurus. He said, because you are there to hear Harikatha, I speak elaborately. Otherwise, why would I speak? And why would I discuss? Who would I discuss with? He used to call all his disciples gurus. For you only I am engaged with these. And when he was in Dhaka, he explained the first verse of Bhagavad-Gita for almost 6 months. 6 weeks he explained only the first verse of Bhagavatam, Janmadasya. Because so much weeks and weeks for you, together he was explaining the first verse only. Understand? Because there was an audience of that public. If the audience is good, then the speaker also feels interested. Understand? So if someone is hearing, then the speaker will understand. So the speaker also benefits and the listener also benefits. It's a win-win situation. Both are hearing and so anyone, and also putting them on the YouTube and other places. So people will also, in future also will be interested what book Maharaj was discussing, who is author of that book, then they'll come to know that author was our Gurudev. Then we visit the website. You on the YouTube channel, you put the link www.bhakti.com. Understand? Always mention the website. So all books download from Pure Bhakti. You should mention in every message, so that they will go to that website. That website was created by Srila Gurudev to broadcast his Harikatha and his books. So Srila Gurudev told that even when I go to Golapurinda, enter Nitya Leela, still you all should distribute my books, discuss my books, and there should be separate fund for my books, for printing of my books, and it must go on. He said, I am not going to be on the planet for a long time. He was exhibiting the pastime of being old, although he is a transcendental body. He cannot be old, but he was exhibiting that pastime. But he wanted the books must be studied. And he always asked the disciples of Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Maharaj that, have you read the books of your Guru? Have you read these books? Have you understood Siddhanta? Please read the books of your Guru and try to understand. And also from Acharyas like Vishnu Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This also commentary also Vishnu Thakur commentary. Understand? So this was actually translated into Bengali by another scholar, Srila Bhakti Vivek Bharati Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Shrup Siddhanta Maharaj, who was very close to Srila Bhakti Bharati Maharaj. Both of them, they founded this Gaudiya Saraswat Ashram. And Srila Gurudev took that Bengali and translated it into Hindi, and now it is translated to English, and they are reading that English, and also Bhagavad-Gita as it is, which is based on the commentary of Srila Bhakti-Vidanta. So many lives are transformed. So Bhagavad-Gita is also very, very important. We should preach Bhagavad-Gita to the people, understand? And they still Srila Gurudev or Bhakti-Vedanta Swami's Gita. Gita is very, very important. Gita Jana Shilasya Pranayama Naiva Sati Papani Purva Janma Kritani. Shankaracharya also said that those who study Bhagavad-Gita and do pranayam, no sins will remain. They will be free from all the sins and bhakti will come. So this is Upanishad. And so many times in Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jayavadam has quoted Gita. In such a lofty book like Jayavadam also he has referred to Gita. So Gurudev also refers to Gita so many times. So all these 700 verses are very, very important verses. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vijay. Hare Krishna. Anyone else has any other question? Please ask me. Today Ekadashi, Kamika Ekadashi. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for your time. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Param.
Dandavat. Hare.
Ananga Mohan Prabhu Jadwani. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग दरका गिरिधारी राधा विनोद बैर जी की जय। ओम विष्णु पार स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्तिविनोद विष्णु देटी गोसाई महाराज की जय। ओम विष्णु पार स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्तिविनोद दांगी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य ले प्रविष्णु विष्णु पार स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्तिविनोद नारायण गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य ले प्रविष्णु विष्णु पार स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांता वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य ले प्रविष्णु विष्णु पार स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांता महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार स्तोत्र शत श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार स्तोत्र शत श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट परम भगवत प्रभात गौरी किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति ठाकुर की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा महाराज की जय। श्री गौड़िया वेदांत आचार्य श्री बलदेव प्रभु की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय। श्री कृष्ण कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री रूप सनातन पात्र रघुनाथ गोपाल बा दास रघुनाथ सर गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर रामानंद आदि गौर प्रसाद वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सती गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। शांता द्वीप मायापुर सीमान द्वीप गोद्रुम द्वीप मध्य द्वीप ऋतुद्वीप जानुद्वीप मोद्रा ध्रुम द्वीप रुद्र द्वीप पद्मकाशी नवाब द्वीप धाम की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपाल गोपी वरदान द्वादश वनत्मकार श्री ब्रज मंडल की जय, श्री राधा कुंड, श्याम कुंड, गंगा यमुना तुलसी, भक्ति देवी की जय, श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय, श्री पौर्णमास योगमाय, श्री गोपीश वर महादेव की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय, क्षेत्र मंडल की जय, सर्व विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंहदेव की जय, भक्त प्रभार श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, चार धाम की जय, चार संप्रदाय की जय, चार आचार्य की जय, अकर महाराज चैतन्य महाराज की जय, श्री श्री केशव जी गौड़िया माता सकल मत समा की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, सामगात वृंद की जय, श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि
Thank you, Didi. Thank you, devotees. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. So we'll see you all tomorrow for Madhurya Kadambini. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpataribhyasya, Kripa Sindhibhyo Vicha Patidanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranams. Thank you all for attending.